hear about what happened? Crazy.
True crime, we online.
Come check us out.
Tune in, it's about to go down.
So we at
True crime, based on real life events. Every story has two sides.
Who's telling the truth, who's telling them lies?
Them on me, anybody with eyes, they can see that this the truth that I am speaking. Blood leaking, what's the reason? No remorse for the family. Where's the justice? We need peace. Another plot twist this deep. Got me on the edge of my
I wonder what's gonna happen next.
Another episode of Murder and Cocktails, where true crime meets mythology. I'm your host, Nicole Mentacoli, and I'm here with my fabulous co-host, Amber Watson. Lachelle is out sick today. We hope she feels better. Love you!
Love you too, Lachelle. Hey, everybody.
Today, we explored the turbulent journey of 90s R&B group High Five's Russell Neal and his brother Ronald. This episode takes a closer look at the intersection of celebrity, violence, and heartbreak. Before we begin, we want to remind everyone that this episode discusses graphic content and may not be suitable for all audiences. So grab your favorite libation and let's raise a glass to a murderously good time. But first, we have some true crime news. In a recent and somber development, a Mexican court has ordered the prosecution of Jesus Jurado, known by the alias El Quecas. This decision came after a horrifying revelation connected to the deaths of two Australians and an American during what was supposed to be a picturesque surfing trip in Baja, California. The victims, Australian brothers Callum and Jake Robinson, and their American friend Jack Carter Road, were last seen Friday in a remote cliff-top area. Their bodies bore the grim signature of bullet wounds to their head, a tragic end to their journey. According to reports, Jesus Jurado's girlfriend testified he returned home from the campsite and confessed to killing 3 gringos. Chillingly, he even showed her the new tires that were allegedly stolen from the 3 surfers. The state prosecutor's office in Baja, California, a region known for both its beautiful beaches and its violent criminal activities, announced that the suspect will be prosecuted for the crime of disappearance committed by private individuals, with homicide charges expected soon. This case not only highlights the dangers lurking in some tourist hotspots, but also the deep pain inflicted on the families of the victims. From California, the parents of the Robinson brothers shared their immense grief and urged people to remember their sons as inspirations to live bigger, shine brighter, and live harder. The lacrosse community is also mourning, particularly the U.S. Premier Lacrosse League, which expressed their devastation over the loss of Callum Robinson, a former professional player known affectionately as the Big Koala. As the forensic services have handed over the bodies to a local funeral home for repatriation to the United States, the community and families prepare to say their final goodbyes. In other news, on Monday, May 6th, a beloved high school teacher, Andrea Glaze, age 36, was fatally shot in what appears to be a horrific case of murder-suicide. Philadelphia Police Department reported that Richard Harper, 42, was responsible for the shooting. After shooting Miss Glaze once in the cheek, Harper turned the gun on himself. Both were found in a home in the city's Grays Ferry neighborhood. The exact nature of the relationship remains undisclosed, adding a layer of mystery and anguish to this devastating incident. Miss Glaze was just not any teacher. She was a cherished member of Olney High School. In tribute, the school's principal, Michael Roth, penned a heartfelt letter remembering her as the epitome of Olney love, a phrase that signifies the deep connection and care within their community. Miss Glaze's influence was profound that in her honor, a GoFundMe has been established to fund a scholarship. This scholarship will support a graduating senior annually, continuing her legacy of nurturing dreams and fostering positivity. To date, the campaign has raised over $18,000. Jeffrey T. Jordan, the president of the Philadelphia Federation of Teachers, remembered her as the brightest light, someone who made everyone feel exceptionally valued and loved. This tragedy has undoubtedly shaken the Olney High School community and all those who knew Miss Blaze. As we reflect on the impacts of such senseless violence, we're reminded that the vital importance of addressing mental health and seeking out help during crises. If you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out to the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline by dialing 988 or by texting STRENGTH to 741-741 or visiting 988lifeline.org for support. Now on to our story. Russell Neal shot to fame in the 90s with High Five, scoring his I Like the Way, gracing stages on BET, The Arsenio Hall Show, and even Soul Train. But decades past this you know what? I just realized something.
What is that?
We didn't discuss these articles at all. I just went right on to it.
It's all good. I have to let the dogs out.
Let them out. I'll edit this out. Go ahead.
All right, be right back.
Our nation has been plagued with so many tragedies these past couple of weeks. This is getting ridiculous.
I would have to agree.
I always wanted to go to Mexico, but shit like this keeps me from wanting to go. It's just damn,
So I went to Cancun and I didn't have any issues. And it was so pretty. My hotel was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The people I was with, we did a couple of excursions. We went to go see the Mayan ruins. And it was a nice time. And now I don't even know if I want to go back to Mexico.
I heard recently there were some girls that got robbed on the beach, at the resort. They rolled up on them at the resort and robbed them, took all their money, took their phones.
Which is sad because Mexico, certain parts of Mexico, okay, born and raised Californian, was next to the border. I get it. Tijuana was fun. We'd go there. We'd go to the dance clubs, whatever. Okay, way back when. Okay, but now it's changed so much, and then it's you don't even know who to trust. If you call the cops, are the cops still on the take or are they on the up and up?
I didn't watch too many damn cartel shows.
But it's real. Whether it's a show or not, it's legit real. It's real life, and it's happening. It's on the news. It's everywhere, and it's not a TV show. It's real.
I feel it's been on the news too fucking much though. For real.
Well, that's how they get paid like everybody else.
True. This is an easy target. I don't know. It's Bobby and I were just talking about where we're gonna go for our graduation trip. Because Amina has opted out. I asked her, I said, where you want to go for our graduation trip? You know what she said?
She don't want to go.
Home.
I'm sorry, what?
She said home. I said, so you don't want to go to Italy with us? You don't want to go on a trip? And she was like, no. I'm like, oh.
Did she not have fun the last time?
So she had fun, but it wasn't until day 3 because she had motion sickness and didn't tell anybody. Because I had a whole bag of Dramamine in my bag just in case somebody did, get a little seasick.
Okay.
And she was being an asshole, and I was really getting sick of her attitude. And I told her at dinner, look, fix your fucking face.
Right.
We're on this trip. I done came out thousands of dollars to go on this trip. Don't ruin it by being a fucking brat. She basically wanted to just stay in the room. But day 3, she started feeling better, and her and Ari were hitting the teen club and living their best life.
Right, but you gotta tell somebody you're not feeling well. You just can't, hold that in.
Exactly.
You gotta say,
use your words.
I'm not feeling well.
Exactly, because she has no problem texting me while I'm at work or texting me when she's at school and I'm at work. Mom, I don't feel good. Can you come get me?
Maybe she felt like she didn't want to ruin your time if she told you she was sick.
I feel like it was a good trip overall. I will definitely be more financially prepared for this trip because something cruise ships nickel and dime you for everything.
I wouldn't know. I've never been on one. It's definitely on my bucket list.
I mean, it's fun, but everything costs. I mean, like, we had the money, it's just that we didn't intend to spend that much.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a good time. I mean, like, and when we went to the Bahamas, we felt safe, like, even though they had put out that people have been, like, getting robbed and stuff when they, you know, got off the ships in the Bahamas and stuff, but we didn't have any issues. Everybody was so nice and, you know, and welcoming, and we had lunch at this restaurant on the side of the road, and these older guys were playing Bones. They let Amina play with them. We hit a couple of shops, got a couple of cute dresses.
Aww.
Like, we had a good time. Like, I would actually consider retiring in the Bahamas.
Really?
Yeah, I like the beach.
We all like
And
the beach, but I don't know if
small.
I'd do the Bahamas, though.
I mean, it was nice. And then, you know, we saw stingrays, we saw sharks. Like, I thought that was cool, as long as I didn't have to go, like, near them, you know, because,
Okay.
you know, I hear black people taste like chicken.
Girl, we all taste like chicken. They don't care. They don't discriminate, that's for sure.
Right. Is meat is meat.
Absolutely. If you got a beating heart.
Right. Yeah, okay. So, let's talk about this teacher, though.
I'm a little confused on it. Okay, how did she end up with that person? And then that person, did she know this person? Was it a student?
I haven't heard much about it, so I'm still, like, waiting on some stuff to come out.
Okay.
But a murder-suicide, that sounds a little personal. You know what I'm saying? So I think that maybe they were together. And maybe she tried to break it off, and he was like, hell no, you know how they are. If I can't have, you know, one wheel types.
Right.
And he killed her. And the fucked up part about it is he took someone very special from this world.
Right.
Treat yourself.
Well, right. I see that. But my thing is that if you were gonna kill yourself, why not just kill yourself? Why'd you have to take her with you? Like, if you were that deep about it, because obviously you were gonna do it anyway, but why take her with you?
Hey, maybe he was afraid of going to jail. Because, you know, people can do the crime, but they don't want to do the time, because once they would have found out what he did, it would have been a wrap for him in prison. They don't like murderers of children and women.
This is very true.
And child molesters. They don't rock with that at all.
100%. I agree. So I don't know. I guess I would like a little bit more information, because if you were down and out, you know, like, to me, it sounds like maybe she was trying to get him help and he was just maybe too far gone. And maybe she was like, if you don't want to get the help, like, maybe she tried to leave because he didn't want the help. And he was scared. Yeah,
I mean, that could be. Because, you know what? I thought, like, recently, like, a lot of, you know, when police respond to, you know, mental health crises, sometimes they don't go well.
This is very true.
So, yeah, they still don't know who this man was to her. They're still not announcing it. Everybody is saying the same thing. Relationship unknown. So now I'm gonna have to, like, watch for this.
Right. I hear
because
voices.
Now, you see dead people too?
I wish. That'd be cool, because I'd like to talk to my grandma.
The dude was her boyfriend.
What?
Yep, it was her boyfriend.
Okay. So boyfriend had issues, and she probably tried to break it off. Like, either you need to get yourself right or I'm out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's sad.
That's very... Well, we're gonna talk about some more stuff here. It's probably gonna make you go, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, so, like, I read this, or I listened to it, and we'll discuss it later. Like, I listened to them, like the songs. I was like singing and I was like, oh, okay, I know this
Right.
group. And then I was like, what?
Right. That's what had me fucked up, because in the 90s, you know, I was still kind of young, but I liked High Five.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like you. I'm like, and all
Right,
you heard was just,
Yeah.
That's all you heard.
Yeah.
So Russell Neal shot to fame in the 90s with High Five, scoring his like I Like the Way, gracing stages on BET and the Arsenio Hall Show, and even Soul Train. Soul Train was the shit.
It was. You had people dancing. Oop, I done lost my mic getting all jiggy with it. Too many hand movements, but you know, they get down and the whole thing. And okay, sorry.
But decades past his prime, Russell makes headlines not for his music, but for a chilling crime. His partner, Catherine Martinez, a vibrant 24-year-old Texan, was a fitness trainer, model, aspiring boxer, and bodybuilding champion.
She
Catherine
didn't look like it.
She looked damn good. I mean, like, you don't have to be all huge to be a bodybuilding champion. I think it's more like
Well, yeah, I
body
guess
fat.
because females, you know, like, I just like, really? Like, when I saw her, I was like, really? And then I saw the picture and I was like, okay.
But you know, when it's competition time, they look totally different.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Yeah.
I was just, I didn't think she had it in her.
She was beautiful. She was gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine was the mother of Russell's 2 boys and the breadwinner of their crumbling household. Catherine's sister Glenda stated that Catherine was the brightest star in their family, always
she
pushing for
was.
more for herself and her boys. But Russell, he brought darkness into her life. Russell's charm had faded over the years along with his career. Once known as Cool Russ for his smooth moves and ability to control his temper, his life after music was marked by instability and shadows of violence. Russell was different back then. The ladies loved him and he was always in control. But after he left High Five claiming he was held back, everything changed. Catherine's dreams for a peaceful life were repeatedly shattered by domestic strife. Her family reports troubling signs of abuse, bruises and scratches concealed under layers of makeup. She defended him, always said that he had changed. Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But they saw through the bullshit.
Absolutely.
He wasn't the good dad or partner that she wanted him to be. Catherine's resolve finally hardened. She sought a new beginning, focusing on her children, enrolling them in a private school, organizing their lives meticulously. But her new start was brutally cut short.
All right, y'all. It's time for our favorite segment, Sip and Solve. Grab your shakers and glasses because we're about to mix up a drink that perfectly complements today's mysteries, dark twists, and turns. What? Today's featured cocktail is the Strawberry Shortcake Martini.
Fire.
Courtesy of rumchata.com. Here's how you concoct this intriguing libation. Ingredients: 4 ounces of rum chata, 4 ounces of vodka, half a cup of strawberries, half a cup of half and half. Now for your instructions. Add ingredients to an ice-filled shaker. Shake and pour into chilled margarita martinis. Garnish with sliced fresh strawberries. Now, Nicole, back to the case.
I had some of these last night.
Can we, find drinks that don't contain vodka?
The drinks aren't for you, Amber.
I know, but I would like to try them, but I don't drink vodka.
Well, you've picked a drink from now on then.
I mean, it sounds wonderful. Like, I would totally try this, but I'm
You
not a
wouldn't
vodka
even know
drinker.
vodka was in it.
I would, because I would not be me. But it sounds wonderful.
On June 28, 2014, after visiting her mother, Catherine disappeared. Days later, Russell Neal walked into the Houston Police Department, eerily calm, hinting that Catherine needed medical attention after a fight. When Catherine's mother, Mary, saw him at the station, something in her heart just sank. She knew something terrible had happened. The reality was far worse than anyone could imagine. Catherine was found deceased in her apartment. Her injuries were so severe that she was nearly unrecognizable. A victim of a brutal attack with both blunt and sharp force trauma. In the aftermath, Russell was deemed mentally incompetent to stand trial and remains in a state hospital. The question lingers, was this an act of a broken mind or a calculated evasion of justice? Not quite, though. Prosecutors refused to drop the murder charge. The shadow of this tragedy extends beyond Catherine. It mirrors a grim pattern within the Neal family. Russell's brother, Ronald, was also accused of a deadly assault on his wife, and it suggests a chilling familial legacy of violence. Ronald Neal, unlike his brother Russell, never tasted fame. He was just regular smegular. His life took a different but no less tragic trajectory. Ronald's relationship with Stoveny.
That's a fucked up name. Mama must have had like Stroganoff, and she was like, I'm gonna name my baby Strogany.
Ronald's relationship with Stoveny McGee, a beautiful mother of two, began with promise but soon spiraled into violence.
That poor chick was teased in school. She had to have been. No wonder she desperately got married. That is a one fucked up name. Strogany McGee.
Stroveny, not Strogany.
Whatever. Strokey, Strawny, it's fucked up.
Their marriage deteriorated quickly, marred by Ronald's increasing aggression and financial dependence on his mother. Oh shit, a mama's boy here. Despite the red flags, Stoveny hoped for a better future, one that Ronald consistently sabotaged. The situation reached a breaking point when Stoveny filed for divorce. The day the divorce was filed marked the tragic end of their tumultuous marriage. He called Niecy Watson, Stoveny's cousin, and he said the most chilling words. Get your black dress ready because I'm about to kill this bitch.
Ooh. Why you gotta call the Watsons? You couldn't call the McGees? You got called the Watsons? You can't call nobody else? You couldn't call the Jetsons, the Johnsons, anybody, but you gonna call the Watsons. Okay.
Not the Jetsons, Lord. They all feared the worst. On that fateful day, Ronald broke into their home, attacked Stoveny in front of their terrified son, and ultimately took her life, despite the desperate pleas heard over a heart-wrenching 911 call. That call fucked me up. Like, her son was so brave.
Right.
Like, I was fighting tears just listening to it.
And you know, all he had to do was let the police officers in.
But he knew that his ass, it was a wrap for his ass if he did that. He done killed this lady with children present. It's a wrap, sir. Ronald's standoff with the police lasted hours, with Stoveny's life slipping away as Ronald barricaded himself in their home. His eventual surrender came too late to save Stoveny. Ronald was convicted and sentenced to 80 years in prison, a small consolation to a family torn apart by his actions. What the fuck is wrong with these men?
That's what I'd like to know. Like, okay.
I need to know, like, what the fuck happened to y'all bitter, crazy ass fuckers for y'all to think it's okay to take somebody's life because they no longer want to be with you or things aren't going your way.
I just want to know, okay, you was mad enough to go over there and not only do this in front of your son, but once you saw your son, no hesitation, nothing. So basically that tells me you had no remorse. You didn't love your son. You didn't care for your son because there was no hesitation. You just kept doing what you needed to do. You was about yourself.
It's crazy. Just crazy.
Which ultimately, in my eyes, you weren't really a man.
No, absolutely not. And I'm pretty sure there were so many red flags telling them both to get out. And I tell you what, like, I done bumped my head a lot. But when I start seeing red flags, I am preparing to make my exit. Because what I'm not going to do is end up like them. I came too fucking close. I had an ex damn near choke me to death. And I fought for my life.
But you know, at the time, you know, as friends, right? friends see red flags first versus the people in the actual relationship, because they don't want to believe that those flags are there, and much less real.
True.
And so by the time they listen to a friend or a family member or whatnot, at that point it's too late. It's like, okay, what do I do now?
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think in this case with this person that almost choked me to death, like, no one saw the red flags because he was always so charming and so accommodating when they're around. Like, so they never got to see that side of him.
The other
like,
side.
All they would hear were the stories. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I was honestly fucking afraid of him. And eventually, you know, I had to get this restraining order. And it's crazy because I don't know who I called. I called a relative and she said, well, what did you do to make him do that?
Instead of saying, what do you need? How can I get you out of there? Or how can I help? Like,
right. And
why would it be your
like
fault?
A slap in the face to me. But then I had to realize something, that she had been in a marriage where she was beaten a lot and cheated on. And even to the point where the man she was with knocked her front teeth out with an ashtray.
And that's her fault.
Yeah, I was just taken aback by it. It's just like, I could have died. No, what if I died? Like,
right.
What would you be saying? You know? And I just thank God that I was able to, because the patio door, I was on the ground floor. So the patio door led outside and my neighbors were right across the patio. So I just knocked on their door and they let me in and we called the police. And I thank God that Amina was in Florida, you know, at the time when all this happened. But it was crazy. But after that, I was just like, I will never let another man put his hands on me again. And if they do, God help them.
So if there's people or women and men, what advice would you give them? Like, because obviously you've been through this. I have not. You know, I can give advice, but I think you would be more educational. What advice would you give to them out there?
Definitely document everything. Pictures, journals, make an exit plan. You know, that I packed up and left, you know, while he was somewhere else. You know, when he came back, everything was gone. Seek counseling when this is over. And need be, get a restraining order. I honestly think that if I had a restraining order then, that wouldn't have happened that night, because we had incidences before where he had put his hands on me. But if y'all haven't realized yet, I'm a fucking fighter. I fight back. So I fucked him up right back. Remember, there was a time where he slapped me in the car and I had my keys in my hand and I punched him on top of the head with my key.
Here we go. Ike and Tina Turner.
It was definitely an Ike and Tina Turner moment. I said, motherfucker, you want to fight? We'll fight. Bet. Get your black ass off this car.
Okay.
And that's when he found out, like, oh shit, this bitch is crazy.
No, I wasn't crazy until you made me crazy.
He wasn't American either. So he's like, these American bitches is wow. That's right way he thinks. But he knew that if he put his hands on me, I was going to hit his ass right back. Because, like, I've seen my mom go through it. I've seen my grandma go through it. I've seen friends go through it. And that's not going to be me. If anything, we both going to jail.
So how did you break your cycle?
I tried to be more careful of who I let in my bed. But I don't know. I just think I just attract crazy people.
You attract crazy ass friends, that's for sure.
Well, you know, friends is cool.
Right.
Significant other, like, with an exception of, oh shit, Bobby crazy too. But, you know, he's never put his hands on me, or, you know, we've had some hood ass arguments though. But I don't know, I just attract crazy. I don't know what the fuck it is. But as soon as I see those red flags, oh, nah, fam. I gotta roll. Roll. I pray that no one ever has to experience, like, domestic abuse. But if you do, you know, there's resources out there to get you out of your situation. I pray that you use them, because we definitely don't want to be reading about you here.
Right. And it's definitely okay to reach out. Don't think it's a sign of weakness. Don't think it makes you a coward. It's definitely okay.
For sure. There's lots of people that, you know, are willing to help you. Lots of nonprofits, lots of, you know, battered women's shelters, battered men's shelters. Like, no one is immune. Like, you can have the best fucking life and somebody could just flip the script on you just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you never see it coming. I mean, like I said, I'm a fighter. I fight back. So
right.
the scene gonna be fucked up and bloody if I die. I'm telling you that right now.
So back to our story. Do you think DNA had something to do with this?
Okay, so let's talk about DNA real quick. So Russell and Ronald killed their significant others in cold blood. So the question is, can genetics determine if someone is predisposed to violence? So the concept of a murder gene may sound something straight out of a science novel, but it has been a serious topic of debate among scientists and other people. However, according to UCLA's Department of Psychiatry and Biobehavioral Sciences, there is no such thing as a single murder gene. Human behavior, particularly violence, is influenced by a complex combination of genetic and environmental factors. There is no single gene that predicts violent behavior. Scientific research has identified several genes that may increase the likelihood of aggressive behavior under certain emotional conditions. So these genes include MAOA, COMT, CL6A4, and DRD4, which have been linked to aggression modulation. These all sound like, what's that dude? The one that owns Twitter?
Oh my gosh.
What the fuck is his name?
No, that's the dude for Facebook.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
All these fucking genes sound like his kids. Because you know they named his kids some fucked up shit.
Comet. COMT.
Some shit that ain't even a word. It's like, how the fuck do you even say that? Like, I need to know.
Therefore.
I'm such a fucking asshole. No non-study that supports the above-mentioned findings was carried out by Dutch geneticist Han Brunner in 1993. Brunner discovered that men in a particular family who were prone to violent outbursts had a mutilation in the gene that produces an enzyme called monoamine oxidase, A, which is the MAOA, which is sometimes referred to as the warrior gene. His study connected the MAOA gene to violent behavior, showing how genetics can affect the way neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine are regulated, which in turn affects mood and aggression.
Which in turn goes to the young man that lived in my house. Mm-hmm. He had that gene.
It was a fucking nightmare.
It was. He's lucky he's not dead in the wall somewhere. Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Jesus. Speaking of doors, did you ever get those doors fixed?
No, because I don't have the money to get the doors fixed.
I told you we could buy used doors.
I know, but even buying used doors still costs, sis.
We're gonna go to Habitat for Humanity Restoring and see what we can find. Anyway. Our environment plays a crucial role in our behavior, and research indicates that people with low acting version of the MAOA gene who have experienced childhood trauma or abuse are much more likely to display violent behavior than those with similar genetic makeup who grew up in more stable environments.
I would have to agree with that 100%.
I'm trying to figure out where the fuck I lie.
I think
I'm in the middle.
I would say you would be in the middle.
I'm in the middle. I'm more of a fuck around and find out type of person.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it.
I'm more in the middle now, I would say I'm more in the middle now as an adult than I was when I was in school. Because when I was little, because as you can see, I'm a big girl and I am 6 foot. And when you're big, people like to make fun of big people. And when I was a kid, it wasn't gentle. They were mean, they were nasty. I got spit on, I got rocks thrown at me. I got called a lot of names. And so instead of being the defender, I became the bully. I was the mean one. You looked at me wrong, you got punched in the face. You said something crazy, you got punched in the face. Like, I just didn't take it no more.
Sometimes people gotta learn the hard way, you know what I'm saying?
And so it's taken me a very long time to be like, okay, people are gonna be who they are, but I will only take it to a certain extent. So I'm kind of like, I'm you now. Fuck around and find out.
Right, because back in the day, I was not the whoop-assy, I was the whoop-asser.
Right.
But the thing is, like, they weren't my fights. A lot of my fights, a lot of the fights I got into were because of my friends and my brother. I don't know what the hell was up with my brother, like, in the antagonized people who weren't his age. But I'm pretty sure I fought the whole neighborhood. And now as adults, like, we talk about it, and it's so embarrassing because they be like, man, you used to whoop everybody's ass. That's like, damn. Like,
right.
I'm not that person anymore, but don't push me. You know?
Right. I try not to be. Like, I don't want to be that angry person all the time. I don't want to be on defense all the time. I mean, I play defense and I play offense too, but I don't want to be on defense all the time. I didn't like it. I didn't like being mean to people, because when you're mean to people, you get mean people. You attract mean people. And I'm not mean, or I try not to be, because I can be.
It depends on the situation, because I know that I have the capabilities to be a real bitch.
No doubt. 100%.
But I'm really nice until I'm not. You know,
I think it's, we react, like you said, to certain situations. Like, if you put me in a situation where I have to be that person, you're not going to like it.
Right.
You're not going to like what I say. You're not going to like me, period. So I suggest you you just don't do it. Don't put me in that situation.
Don't fuck with my family. Don't fuck with my friends. Don't fuck with my money.
Yep.
Do not fuck with my dogs.
Yep. That's it.
My dogs are my babies.
Plain and simple where they are now.
But
that's it. Friends, family, money, and my animals.
All right. As we reach the end of this chilling episode of Murder and Cocktails, we want to thank you, our fantastic listeners, for joining us on this dark and mysterious journey today. Your enthusiasm for true crime and mixology makes each episode truly special. But before we wrap up, don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast platform to stay updated on our latest concoctions of crime and cocktails. And of course, share your love by leaving a review. Your feedback keeps the spirits high and the stories flowing. Remember to visit our website, truecrimemeetsmixology.com, for the cocktail recipe of the week, the strawberry shortcake martini, inspired by today's episode, and to check out our favorite things. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep those glasses full. Cheers to the mysteries that keep us coming back for more. Bye.
Ooh, that show was good. I can't wait for the next one to come out. Binging on the podcast. Hope true crime never run out. What's gonna happen in the next episode? Nobody don't know. All this suspense, this get intense. No turning back now. I'm all in. True crime, we online. Tune in. It's about to